The 2014 Ford Expedition. Ford released the third-generation Expedition in 2007, and it has remained relatively unchanged since then, with the exception of some trim changes. If you were hoping for big changes in 2014, then you are in for a serious disappointment, as it remains nearly unchanged once again. The only real change is the addition of a new mechanical load leveling system in place of the loud air-based system. Don't fret, however, as the Expedition also retains the ruggedness that it always has had, and is one of the few SUVs to retain its body-on-frame construction. This ruggedness includes a 9,200-pound towing capacity and a sub-9-second run to 60 miles per hour. Is this enough to keep the Expedition competitive with the likes of the 2014 Chevrolet Suburban and the 2014 Toyota Sequoia? Click past the jump to read our full review on the long-in-the-tooth Expedition to find out if it remains a class leader or loses some real estate to its competitors. Exterior. The body of the Expedition remains completely unchanged from last year. The 2014 Expedition remains one of the few SUVs on the market that still has that truck with a cap look. Its square face and boxy body scream 1995, but it is now almost a refreshing contrast to the lifted sedans that make up the SUV realm today. Sure, the Expedition's boxy body makes it hard to see over the hood, nearly impossible to back up, and a potential disaster for anyone under 6 feet tall walking behind it, but it's an SUV, damn it, snort snort. To make the Expedition lineup even more gargantuan than it already is, Ford also offers up an L extended length model that jumps its total length from 206.5 inches to a hulking 221.3 inches. To help support that extra length, the wheelbase also grows from 119 inches to 131 inches. This extra length nets the cabin a cool 130.8 cubic feet of max cargo space, a nice 22.5 cubic feet expansion over the base model. Overall, the Expedition is big and a little long in the tooth, but for traditional SUV buyers, it is exactly what they're looking for. 2014 Ford Expedition, standard exterior features. Flip-up liftgate glass body color bumpers and front lower fascia chrome exhaust tip, chrome grille, chrome door handles, fog lights, black running boards, 18-inch machined aluminum rims. Exterior dimensions. Interior. Much like the exterior, the interior of the 2014 Expedition is nearly identical to the 2013 model. This isn't a bad thing either, as Ford has done a great job at refining its interiors as of late, and the Expedition is no exception. This is especially true when you start checking off the option boxes and adding things like leather interior, power fold third-row seating and voice-controlled Navi with sync. The cabin, of course, includes just the basics as standard, like cloth seats, power accessories and an AM, FM, CD sound system. But where the Expedition really flexes its muscles is in hauling your junk. With all 3 rows of seats in their upright position, the Expedition hauls 18.6 cubic feet of stuff and the L goes up to 42.6 cubic feet. With the third row folded, these numbers jump to 55 cubic feet in the standard model and 85.5 cubic feet in the L model. Folding all 3 rows gives the Expedition up to 108.3 cubic feet in the standard model and a cavernous 130.8 cubic feet in the L model. Sure, in its base setup, the Chevy Tahoe beats it out in capacity all the way around, but the L model is simply too much for the Tahoe. Even the Tahoe's big brother, the 2014 Suburban, can't touch the Expedition L. 2014 Ford Expedition, standard interior features. 9 cup holders, power locks and windows, power adjustable foot pedals, auto dimming rearview mirror, reverse sensing system, 4 12-volt power points, leather wrapped steering wheel with audio controls, universal garage door opener, AM, FM, CD, MP3 audio system with input jack and Sirius XM radio sync with uplink, split second 40/20/40 and third row 60/40 seating. Interior dimensions. Drivetrain, suspension and brakes. Under its hood, the Expedition is same ol' with its 5.4-liter V8 powerplant. This engine delivers 310 horsepower and 365 pound-feet of torque at 5,100 and 3,600 revolutions per minute, respectively. The old Windsor 5.4 was, at one time, a leader in its class in ponies, but it now finds itself pulling up the rear with the GM SUVs using a 320 horsepower, 5.3-liter engine and the 2014 Toyota Sequoia packing a 5.7-liter, V8 engine with 381 horsepower and 401 pound-feet of torque. The 5.4-liter engine pushes power through a 6-speed automatic transmission and a 3.31-to-1 axle ratio on its way to the rear wheels as the standard setup. The L gets a 3.73 rear end, which buyers can also opt for on the base model. Now, we all know that horsepower is awesome, but torque, an effective driveline and a sturdy chassis all mean something too, especially in SUVs. This is exactly why the Expedition's 9,200-pound maximum towing capacity easily trumps the Sequoia's 7,400-pound max capacity and nudges the Tahoe's 8,500-pound capacity to the side. The Ford's standard trailer sway control and available integrated trailer brake all help it out too. Drivetrain specifications, suspension specifications, brake specifications, pricing, competition. 2014 Toyota Sequoia. The Toyota Sequoia essentially carries over from last year, but with 381 horsepower and 401 pound-feet of torque in tow, it clearly outmuscles the Expedition. Sure, its towing rating is significantly lower, but would you prefer to haul 9,200 pounds with only 310 horsepower or 7,400 pounds with 381 horsepower? Of course, you have to consider that the Sequoia does check in at a base price over $43,000. 2014 Chevrolet Tahoe. The 2014 model year was supposed to be the year for the redesigned Tahoe, but that was pushed back a year. What we get from the Tahoe is a lot of the same we have seen for many years. Like the Expedition, it is one of only a handful of traditional SUVs remaining on the market and tows about 8,500 pounds. Additionally, it packs 10 more horsepower than the Expedition and is priced about the same as its Ford rival. Conclusion. The Expedition has certainly lost its luster since it replaced the Bronco, but it still has a loyal group of buyers, and that is likely Ford's reasoning for carrying its design for so long with no changes. The weak 5.4-liter engine is a glaring sore spot on this big Ford, and it really huffs and puffs when towing near its maximum capacity. Ford definitely needs to consider some other engine options to keep up with the competition, because Toyota is a stronger transmission and chassis away from breaking the 10,000-pound towing mark with that beastly V8, and the 2015 GMC Yukon is shaping up to crest the 400 horsepower mark. Your move, Ford. Love it. Classic SUV styling, big boy towing capacity, king rang trim level is nothing short of stunning. Leave it. Can the fuel economy get much worse? It may be able to tow over 9,000 pounds, but you may choose not to with that engine in 2015. It will be overtaken by the Yukon's 420 horsepower V8.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.